Good afternoon, everyone. So this week, the module is going over data visualization and classification. So now that we've covered different data types and data models, we need to talk about how we actually display that data in a clean and effective way. So for lecture content today, I just want you to watch two videos on data visualization, one focusing on symbology and choice of color. So that's how we actually represent layers on a map and choices regarding that. And then one that's more broadly focused on cartography. And so these will just give you some tips, tricks for making effective visualizations. And then in lecture on Wednesday, I'll discuss more in-depth data classification methods. For lab this week, things are pretty short. I tried to make this one fairly simple and easy since it's just a 1-week lab. So what we're doing today is we're going to use a site called Simply Analytics to download some census data. You worked with data from Simply Analytics last module. So you're actually going to go out and download some data. The specific thing that we're going to analyze today is we're going to look at the difference in cost of food between rural and urban areas to see, is it more expensive or less expensive for people to buy food in these regions. So we'll get some data on income, cost of food, population. We're going to do some calculations to get population density and percent of income spent on food. And then we'll look at that divided by different classifications for rural and urban areas based on population density and total population. And then we're actually not going to make any maps this week. You're just going to submit 2 charts. So I tried to keep the instructions pretty simple. I already set up a project for you. You should be able to download it here, extract it into your working directory and get started from there. So it's already got everything set up. You just need to download one data layer and then you can work with it from there. And you'll also notice that all the instructions, well, not all, but most of the instructions this week are in video format. So hopefully that helps make things a little bit faster and easier for folks. Also, one other thing I would like to point out is that for all of the fill in the blank questions, I am not putting the correct answers on Canvas. I mentioned this in lecture, but got tons of emails from people this week and last week about being concerned that their module 3 fill in the blank questions were getting marked wrong. And that's because I did not put the correct answers in there. I have to regrade all of them anyway, so there's no point in me, 1, putting the effort into setting that up, or 2, people were just going through submitting 10, 15 attempts to try and get the right answer. But if there's multiple correct answers, there's no point in people just trying to repeatedly, by process of elimination, get my specific wording. Because again, it's impossible for me to interpret or anticipate every single possible way someone might phrase or answer something. Since I'm going back through and regrading these all anyway, I'd rather see the natural spread of answers. So don't submit 10 or 15 attempts trying to get the answer to these fill in the blank questions, because that's not going to work out for you. Most of the quiz questions are true false, but I've got some fill in the blank ones mixed in there as well. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about this one. So again, should be hopefully pretty short and sweet.